Hello everyone and welcome to this October 9 Aries full moon reading of 2022. Thank you so much for tuning in and following my readings here, and thank you to all those of you who have subscribed to my channel. You are all assisting me in getting the knowledge of the astrology and the tarot out there to people, to let people know that there are actually some quite tangible tools that we can use to dive deeper into our lives if we want some more answers on why things are happening or playing out the way they are in our lives. So thank you so much for that. And I also hope that through my videos that you will become your own best master healer, your own best master clairvoyant, your own best master advisor. That is also why I'm doing these videos. So with that being said, let's dive into this full moon energy. And this time the full moon is happening in Aries, which is the first house of the zodiac, where we meet the planet Mars. Now, since the last full moon we had, which was in Pisces, the 12th house of the zodiac and the last house of the zodiac, that means that now we are crossing the astrological new year. We are beginning a new round in the chart. So maybe you want to go and check out where you have these energies in your chart as well, to find some more personal answers, because this is of course a general reading. So a whole new beginning, where we are in the first house. We come here to earth, we are living from our instincts, we are saddling up the horse, we're just riding out there, we're not looking back, we have a lot of self-confidence, we have a lot of fighting spirit and physical strength also to do what it is that we need to do right now. We need to ride out in a new beginning of the chart, where we are learning new things about ourselves. So we have now completed we have now completed the last tour we made in our charts, and now we are ready for a new beginning. We are ready to perhaps dive deeper, depending on where we are in our lives, which is of course very individually. So with every full moon, it's time to look at what's coming up from the subconscious, what's coming out of the shadow sides, what is ready to reveal itself, where is the highlight right now. And it's all got to do with our soul, our intuition, our feelings, opening up to our sensitivity and psychic abilities. The moon is also pointing to our inner wild, unpolished nature, the nature that we may not be sharing with our surroundings throughout our everyday life. And also the moon is about our habits, so therefore it is also underlining patterns in our lives. So what is ready now to reveal itself? What are we ready to have a closer look on? And also perhaps what are we ready to release? What have we been working on for a long time that is now ready to come out in the open, so that we can be moving on? And also we come from the sun. So as everything comes from the sun, you can say that the sun is the god or the ruler of our solar system. But the sun is also underlining our ego with everything that we consist of. And with the moon here, there is an underlining of the areas that has got to do with our soul, our feelings, our sensitivity, and more hidden sides. Also with the moon here, we are very, very private. So what are we ready now to release in our ego? What are we ready to let go of? What is coming out in the open? What are we ready to have an extra look on? And that is sort of what needs to be implemented in our ego. What are we ready now to have a closer look on? What are we ready to release, or what are we ready to dive more into? And that is what's trying to be integrated in our ego, so that we can become a whole person. And the moon is residing in the 4th house of the zodiac. That has got to do with our roots, our home, and pointing back to our childhood. It's about our safety zone in life. So this is also pointing to where we feel in general safe in life. So it can be, of course, something to do, it can have something to do with our childhood, but it can also have, but maybe it's also dealing with your home at this moment. Where do you live right now? Do you feel at home there? What situations do you feel at home in, and what situations do you not feel that where you just don't feel that you're at home? You don't feel that that's your safety zone. So there are some hidden sides coming out in the open right now, being revealed to us. Also in the 4th house, we have the energies of the zodiac sign of Cancer, which is very protecting. It's a very loving energy. So also very sensitive. So it's like the Cancer, it's always moving sideways. So when we don't feel that we're in our safety zone outside our home, for example, we have a tendency to run back and to protect ourselves, to go back to our shield, okay? So symbolically, this is also, where do we not feel at home in your relationships, perhaps? Where do we not feel at home with your working life, perhaps, or in general, okay? So Aries is also the 1st house of the zodiac, as I mentioned before. It's also marking our ascendant, and this is how we are showing up in the world. What side of ourselves are we showing to the world, and what sides are we keeping more hidden? And the opposite sign in the chart of Aries is Libra, and Libra is marking the 7th house and the descendant. So the descendant is where we still need to implement or integrate something. There is something we need to have a closer look on, something that can be hidden, something that can be found in the past, perhaps even from a past life. So in the 1st house, we are presenting ourselves, and in the 7th house, we are getting response to that presentation that we're doing in the world. How are we showing up? That's the answers we are receiving on that in the 7th house. And since we are right now, the sun is right now in Libra, and in the 7th house, that deals with every relationship we have in life. So that's why I'm saying that this can point to what relationships do you not feel at home in? Where do you need to integrate something to become a whole person in your relationships? Okay, and it seems that there is something coming up here from the hidden, from the shadow sides, that has got to do with Aries energies. Where do we need to become more self-confident? Where do we where do we need to be more dynamic and spontaneous in how we are showing up in the world, because that will also affect the relationships that we have around us and how we are being received, okay? So let's begin the reading by pulling some more astrology card to see what this new beginning is all about. Do we have a card here? Okay, we have one astrology card coming out, and we have a zodiac sign card showing up, and the zodiac signs are working with the energies that we are surrounding ourselves with. So here we have another fire sign, because Aries is underlining the fire element here and physical action. And here we have another card. So we have a double fire energy going on here, Sagittarius. And as it says on the card, this energy imbues power, superior confidence and enthusiasm with faith, good fortune and authority. Okay, so here we have the 9th house, where Sagittarius, where we find the energies of Sagittarius, and we find the ruling planet of Jupiter. Okay, another very self-confident energy, and coming out with a lot of authority, even more than we find in Aries, because Aries is more like the soldier. It's more like this crusading energy, and the warrior going to war, ready to pick up any fight just to win. Okay, here we become we are very much competitive here. And with Sagittarius, it's really about authority. Here we know stuff. It's about our life philosophy. It's about beliefs of different belief systems. It's about this great joy and quantum energy. Actually, everything is being extra fired up when we have Sagittarius here. Okay, great authority. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, it's very important that you become your own master healer, your own master clairvoyant, which can also be an energy that we find in Aries. So now we have the authority to really do that, to fire things up, to spice things up. Also, Jupiter has a lot of luck with it, but it's making these quantum leaps of faith, okay? So a lot of power here, and I will say double up on self-confidence here, and a double up on physical energy. So I think that we will find that for this full moon, we are really, our waters are really being ignited, okay? And a lot of memory is coming out of that, because we must remember that we consist of almost 80% water, and water holds information, wisdom, knowledge, memory. So when we have this fire energy coming in here, I feel that there's something that is being ignited within our waters that's just sending us back in time, that we start to remember, and we start to maybe also come into more alignment with deeper emotions, okay? Perhaps even deeper healing, as the moon is also pointing to the water signs in the zodiac, which has a lot to do with healing as well. And so let's pull an extra card from this card deck to see where this is leading us on our destiny path. Where is this leading us? Where is this leading us on our destiny path? Where are we going? And also I feel that we are ready now to fight, to stand up and fight for what we are devoted to, because in Mars we also have the masculine drive, and the moon is always about the feminine side of ourselves. So a very physical energy here, where we are ready to pick up the fight if we need to. And this is where we need to ask ourselves, is it worth it? Is it really something that resonates deeply within our emotions, before we just we saddle up the horse and we just ride out there picking up fights on the battlefield? Is it worth it? Because Mars has a lot of drive, Mars has a lot of conflict and wars and debate and discussion, but it also has the positive energy of really being devoted to work. It does what it needs to do. It is working for something. It is very devoted to work, okay? And I would also say this is about the men in society. What is the attitude towards men in society, and what is the position of men? How do we regard that? So maybe a lot more physical drive is now ready to be released. Very powerful, a whole new beginning. And let's see what we have got going for the destiny here, our destiny tour. What's coming out here? Okay, and let's pull a card from the top of the deck. Yeah, okay, and here we have success. Yes, another beautiful confirmation that with this 1st and 9th house energies, fire energies here, we are called out to success, okay? So we are very focused on being successful right now. It's like there's some work that needs to be done. And when we devote ourselves to that, when we are focused on that, because there is a great focusing energy here, it's like we will have success, okay? If we fight for what we need to fight for something that is deeply important to us on a deep emotional level here, when we really tune into what's important for us here on a soul level, we will come out quite successfully, okay? Because we are ready to take the fight now, to pick up the fight. And it's like we have the authority now. It's like we have gathered more knowledge on the moon's way towards this full moon. So ever since it has crossed, it has passed through Sagittarius, I feel that there's a lot it has been picking up on, okay? So we must remember that this is I feel that there is a building up here. There is a crescendo with the fire element here. And it has got something to do with our belief systems. So this could also be that there is something that has been held hidden for us that is now coming out from a deep soul level, and we start to come into remembrance of what was perhaps not told to us, to the public, what was kept hidden, what was not out in the open. We are coming back to that right now, okay? So there could be a lot of religious stuff coming up that we are picking up a fight on that, but we are very devoted to it because we know it to be something that has been held hidden for us on purpose, okay? And when we start to devote our energy and we start to direct our focus on what we really want from a truthful place with Mars energy, it's holding a lot of success for us, okay? And as I mentioned before, I feel there's a lot of healing energy coming out of this, especially also always with the moon, but I feel that this is a time of healing while we are passing or crossing the astrological new year here with the full moon. Last time in Pisces, now it's in Aries. So I'm bringing in my healing cards, color cards, to see where it is in particular that we are now being healed, or where we should look for healing, where this is going on. But something is definitely being healed that has got to do with our belief systems, with our judgment on things. We have not been able to perhaps make the right judgment on things because things have been kept hidden, okay? And now we're coming out with a lot of authority because something is being revealed to us, okay? And since the last full moon that was in Pisces, we also there find a lot of religion. But it's more like, what was religion really about? Back to the only truth of it all. Back to the original stuff in things. And now the moon is crossing the astrological new year. It's taking a whole new beginning here in the chart, saying, okay, last time I revealed some stuff in Pisces which was about religion and what it was really about, and what it was supposed to be about. That has been kept hidden for us, and now that's coming up in the open, or out in the open, okay? So let's see which color card is presenting itself here when we're asking about what is the healing of this. Okay, and let's pull a card from the top of the deck. Okay, and here we have blue, okay? Card number 37, activate your healing power. Remember to go with the colors, the text and numbers on these cards, wherever you feel your intuition is leading you, because that's a personal message just for you, okay? So here we have blue, activate your healing power, okay? So like I was mentioning, this is also about healing, okay? And the blue color is also, I feel is always connected to also some kind of royalty. But maybe for some of you, you came in on the blue ray. You definitely know some stuff here. And also Sagittarius pointing to this authoritarianism going on. Here we really know what's going on. We have gathered knowledge, which is also significant for Sagittarius. And it's knowledge in every area of life, okay? So there is something that is coming out here. And now it's asking us to activate our healing power. So maybe we would need to tune into the color blue. Maybe you will find that you will meet the color blue around the full moon here, but take that as a reminder that now it's time to activate your own healing power that we are holding within. 3 + 7 is also 10, and 10 is also underlining endings and new beginnings. Again, as I mentioned before, we are crossing the astrological new year here in the astrology, okay? Endings in the 12th house, new beginnings in the 1st house, and 10 is marking that as well. So there's a whole new beginning of how we can heal ourselves, okay? We are really moving deeper here, and through taking this physical action, perhaps remember that it is supposed to be a devotion to what needs to be done. But some kind of work is physically needed to be done right now, and that is helping us to heal, okay, on an emotional level. So let's pull a magic card to see what this card deck has to say. Is there some kind of what is the magic that is coming in with this? Because we have always this magical stuff going around the full moon. We can see how people are sometimes doing crazy stuff around the full moon because everything is out in the open, and we're getting very emotional and very attached on an emotional level to things or people or situations, so much that is perhaps playing out too intense, but it's just showing us that there is something more going on than what we just see with the physical eye, okay? So let's see what this card deck has for us. Is there a magical moment here for us? What is it all about? Okay, and let's pull a card from the top of the deck. Yes, here we have a perfect reference to the sun in Libra. Justice, we have the scales here, right, with the full moon, okay? So as I mentioned before, justice is being set straight here, which is also very significant in Libra. Here we want to keep up the good ambience, we want to keep up, we just want to enjoy ourselves, we want to make sure that everyone is okay and that we have a good time. We find Venus here in Libra, but also Venus needs to ask herself, well, how am I being met in these relationships? Is it worth my attention? Because do I like the ambience that is currently in my relationships? Because if I don't feel that my values are being mirrored there, maybe I'm not supposed to be there, okay? So justice is being set now in our relationships. So this can be a very, very emotional full moon playing out this time. Okay, I'll put it over here. Okay. Just need an extra one of these. So a very emotional full moon with a lot of healing in our relationships, okay? And on a collective level, it is also underlining our country's relationship with each other, neighbor countries perhaps, or countries that we have contracts with, that we are dealing with in some way, okay? So let's pull some personal cards to see how this is showing up on a personal level in our lives. But the scales are set straight right now. Justice is coming in, and I feel that also what has been hidden for us, on a collective level regarding our belief systems, regarding our judgment, because with Sagittarius and Jupiter energy over here, it can also be talking about foreign countries and our relationship with foreign countries, and it can also be about the law. Okay, so some things are being set straight here, and I definitely feel the heat of that. I'm sweating a lot right now, so maybe it's the fire element times 2 or going on over here, I don't know, but things are being heated up here. Okay, things are coming in, things are being set straight. And also with Libra energies, we have this lawyer, judge energy going on, because a person born in Libra wants to have a 360 degrees outlook on things. Okay, it wants to look at every side of every case before it makes a decision, which can make a Libra person stand out as someone who's not very good at making decisions. But that's because they want to know every side of every story of every case before they make their judgment. Okay, so let's see here. We have 2 cards coming out from this card deck. Let's see if there are any more coming out here. Okay, so we have 3 cards coming out. The first card that is coming out is card number 39, talking about community. Okay, so justice is being set straight. It's got something to do with how we are being received in our relationship, and again with the full moon, how do we feel at home with that? Do we feel secure and safe? What is being released here? Okay, so a closer look on our relationships. Where do we feel safe? And also on a collective level, which countries can we trust and which countries are not worth our attention? Okay, a very strong message on that. Okay, we'll place it over here. Next card out is card number 24, talking about being a thief. We are now in crucial times. Not only in world history, but in the history of Earth itself or herself. Okay, so right now we need to stay focused. We need to pay attention. We really have got to make sure that no one is taking up our time or energy or space, which if that person or that energy is not worth our attention. Okay, so be very accurate. Be very focused right now, also on our personal path, okay? Because there's a lot of light here, the light over here also with the fire element. We need to focus now. We cannot allow anyone else now or any more situations to try to steal our energy or our attention or where we should have our focus, okay? So really, on a collective level, what we're going through right now is that we need to really pay attention on where our focus should be right now. What's going on? What is the truth of it all? Okay? And also there was a lot of light up here, and perhaps up here with the 2 lamps corresponding with the 2 scales over here. Okay? Balance. Justice is coming in for our community, but we need to be focused on the light. Okay, we need to be focused on what is really going on, what is worth our fight. Okay, last card coming out is card number 20, talking about house, and again a beautiful reference also with the full moon here, that it's about where we feel safe. Where is our safety zone? Okay, so maybe there could also be something about real estate, the real estate market. A lot of stuff is going on right now with the inflation going on. Prices are dramatically rising or falling. It just seems to be out of balance, and that's what's coming in right now. Things are being balanced. That's perhaps why we see so much out of balance, because what has been out of balance needs to show itself right now. And I feel that that's what's going on with this full moon. Everything that is not in alignment with what is just and square and fair and square, or I don't know the exact expression in English, but is coming to the surface now. Okay, it's revealing itself so that we can bring things into balance, so we can find our safety zone, we can find our safe house. Okay, we can find situations and relationships where we feel in balance, where we feel that we can be safe. Okay, again, 2 sets of lamps here, again with the scales card over here. Okay, so we are coming much more into balance, perhaps, with how we are living our lives here on earth, and it could point to real estate market as well. Something is being revealed, something that perhaps we need to fight for our safety zone. Okay, so let's have a quick look at what the animals and the fairies are saying to us. How are their energies presenting themselves throughout this full moon? How can they be of assistance? What are they trying to tell us here? What are they trying to tell us here? Okay, so let's have a look at what the animal kingdom is trying to tell us. And let's pull a card from the top of the deck. And here we have card number 55. Okay, so for some, you may find that the Archangel Metatron is coming through here through that number, but this is talking about snake spirit, time to heal. And again, I would like to emphasize that 5 plus 5 is 10, 3 plus 7 in the blue card over here was 10. So 10 is also talking about new beginnings. Okay, so it is time to heal, an underlinement of being healed here. And with the snake, it's also a symbol of our Kundalini energy that is rising from the bottom of our spine and moving all up to the top of it. So there is also some kind of rebirth in this. Okay, and we are in the first house now of the zodiac, which is also marking a new beginning. So time to heal what has long been going on. I feel also a reference to medicine with the snake, of course. So something that is being healed, perhaps even within our medical care system or something like that is what I'm getting here, or the entire industry of it perhaps. But it's time now to come back to the original kind of healing, to come back to the original Kundalini energies, like we have a rebirth of that. So that's what we are working with right now. That's why we are in between the 12th and the first house, really is also what I'm getting with this full moon. It's like we need time to heal from the last full moon, because that was pretty strong as well, because it was happening in the 12th house. And right now we're in the first house, so we are in magical times. We're in very, very powerful times, also astrologically. Okay, so it takes time to heal from the last full moon. We're not quite there yet, so we need to assist that healing as well by now taking physical action on things. Okay, so let's have a card from the Faeries deck. The Faeries fifth element is actually the moon. And that's why I'm including that this time. Okay, we have one card out. Let's see what's coming out here. Is there anything else? Okay, we have here the Green Woman, card number 23. 2 plus 3 is also 5. So we actually have 5, 5, 5, which also means, okay, fasten your speed belt. Fasten your speed belt. I think it's called fasten your you know, sit tight, because things are about to happen here, okay? So I feel that there's a lot of healing coming out here, but it is going to happen through physical action. That's how we heal right now. Taking physical action of what has not been just, okay? So the green woman is talking about the magic of it all. She's just saying, hello, what are you doing, man? Come back to the original stuff within yourself. Come back to Mother Nature. Come back to the magic of it all. To be able to see the magic of it all. Because you have seemed to forgotten all about me. She is our inner wild, unpolished nature, as I mentioned before with the full moon. And its energies and the moon's energies in general. She's trying to remind us also about women, I think it's called womanhood, and childhood, okay? She is this inner wild nature, and that's also what we find within the moon. It's talking about wild nature, okay? So this is really a reminder of coming back to our unpolished nature, to come back to the wild, to come back to our Kundalini, to our original Kundalini energy. There's a rebirth here going on. Did you forget? What are you doing, man? Also with the nature here, and well, through the green woman, I feel there's a reference to nature in general. What are you doing, man? You're crashing it all. Okay? You can't treat it like that. You can't treat Mother Nature like that. Come back to yourself. Come back to the wild, original, unpolished nature, okay? So, a great reminder of that. I'll put her over here to, because she also has these two hands above this wild creature here, protecting it perhaps. Also a perfect reference back to the full moon and Cancer energy, which is very motherly and protective. And also with the two hands up here with the Justice card, okay? So, let's have some last advice from this card deck that I also always use when we have something to do with the moon, because the moon is pointing to the subconscious and our dreams and feelings and our soul, and I feel that this card deck is a perfect reference to that. So let's have a look at the card coming out here. Yes, explore. I explore new horizons as I follow my passion. Now is the time to move forward beautifully and perfectly in alignment with Aries energies, okay? Which is about traveling out there. And of course a perfect reference also with the combination of Sagittarius energies here. But first of all, the Aries energies where we are exploring. We're saddling up our horse. We are the crusader here. We are not afraid of anything. We want to just go in. So it's like going all in, okay? So we are exploring new horizons here in the first house, moving out to make new discoveries as we're moving out in a new tour of our chart, okay? So we follow our passion here, which is also very passion driven over here with these two zodiac signs going on. A lot of passion, and it is time now to move forward, okay? We need a new beginning. We need to clean up or cleanse out on what has been hidden for us, okay? Especially when it comes to belief systems and knowledge also being hidden for us. We need to take action on that now, okay? And taking action actually means that we provide ourselves with the best healing possible, okay? It's time to take action, just that we remember that we are devoted to what it is that we are doing, so that we don't come out and just fight for the fight, or just discuss just for the sake of the discussion, stuff like that. That's the lower vibration of Aries and Mars energies. But when we really find that something is worth our fight, is worth us getting up there on their horse and saddling that horse and just riding out and fight for what we now know to be true deep within us, on a deep soul level, on a deep emotional level as well. It's all worth it, okay? And it can be through through discussions and debates. It can be it is very physical. We need to get out there and show up. So whether it is through written words or spoken words or through art or whatever it is, we need to stand out now. We need to get out and present ourselves to the world and say, hey, this has not been okay. There is great justice to come in now, okay? So let's pull a last card of advice to see what's coming out here, okay? We have one card coming out and we have this card coming up, talking about get a grip of it all, okay? Get a grip, trust yourself, trust things, okay? Hold on, because we are maturing here. We are not alone. There is someone surveilling us, okay? So it's also telling me that we have a lot of assistance from beyond, perhaps, or that we are getting assistance from other people, that if we show up, if we take initiative, because we must remember that Aries is a cardinal sign, it's a leader, it loves to be the first, it loves to be the winner, okay? So it's taking initiative, and that's very crucial right now, that we are saddling up our horses, taking initiatives, and that we are coming into community with that we are assisting each other here. We are mature now for that. So it's saying, hold on, get a grip of stuff. We can do this. A lot of courage, a lot of self-confidence coming in. We can do this. We got this. We are now mature to rise up as a community. Back to the community card over here, where things are being highlighted, where we need to be focused right now to really steer us back to our safety zone as a collective, okay? The original stuff in things. So this was what I had for you in this full moon reading, and I would just like to wish you all the best out there. Remember to take great care of yourselves through these major healing times that we're going through. It's like we're going back to the original in life. We are finding the original in things. We are finding new light. We are initiating light. Okay, so a lot of remembrance coming up through this full moon in particular. I know that it always does through a full moon, but this time it's really stronger. Okay, so we are coming back to the original and stuff. We are having sort of a rebirth. We have a Kundalini rising situation here. We're finding our light, going to see the truth of it all, and we are going to fight for it. Okay, we need to stand up for ourselves. We need to let ourselves be seen on the world stage. Okay, so with that being said, I would just like to thank you once again for joining me in here, and take great care of yourselves, and bye for now.